Hi, everybody. Welcome to Squared Up. I'm Bill Swinford.
And I'm Monica Daniels.
Hey, it's time for another episode of Squared Up, and we are glad you've joined us. This is our 22nd. We are recording this on Veterans Day. I just came from a Veterans Day ceremony at the VFW in Marion, and that was so nice. They do a nice job there. They have a nice area set up outside on the edge of the parking lot that is terrific for these kind of ceremonies. They have a little place to put a podium, and they have a background of different plaques and of course the flags and then we had the 21 gun salute with the honor guard there and the playing of taps, and Allison Hassler, our friend Allison Hassler, spoke.
Oh, that's so nice.
Told her story.
Yeah.
Cody Moak was there as well. And I know there was another one on Marion Square, and we're going to have coverage of both of those in the Marion Star this week, and we'll try to get some coverage of the other events that are happening today. But how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Are you?
Much better than last podcast. I'm not overly hot, and there's a fan here on the floor.
Yeah, Tom Mann has
keeping
set
me
you
cool
up with a very
and
quiet
comfortable.
fan. That's
Yeah.
kind of nice.
Yeah, that is a special fan just for Monica. And keep her comfortable.
Yes.
It's
I need it.
It's one of your greatest fans. you have fans.
I
And
have
now you have
fans,
another
and
one.
this is one of the best.
I have no fans. Literally no fans.
I'm your fan.
Oh, thank you. Somebody's got to be. Hey, so we have a few things to talk about that we've been doing. We'll kind of save that for the end. I wanted to point out a couple of things that are in our publications that are currently on newsstands as of November 11th. New ones will come out this Thursday. But speaking of Veterans Day, we had our annual Salute to Veterans section, which is a 40-page section. And I love this section because we're able to honor so many of our local veterans, both living and dead, who deserve that recognition. Just whether they served peacetime, wartime, they are proudly put in there. Sometimes by family members. Sometimes the veteran themselves will submit the information for us and tell us where they served, what decorations they received, what branch of service of the military, of course, and so it's always really interesting. And once you get in this section, you're in there year after year after year. So it grows every year. And we had probably 10 or so new ones put in this year. If you or your beloved veteran is not in that section, I'd encourage you to right now, while you're thinking about it, reach out to me at bill@swinfordpublications.com. We do put out a call for this every year, but sometimes folks miss it. So bill@swinfordpublications.com. If you want to email me and say, how can I make sure my veteran is in the section next year, I'll tell you exactly what we need, and we'll get that going.
It's a pretty heavy section.
It is a heavy section.
Gave you a workout this week, didn't
which
it?
leads to heavy papers. Yeah, our papers.
How's your back feeling?
It's been a tough week. It is. I mean, all of us that work at the office are taking turns lugging these papers around, and when they come back this big, it's a challenge. And it's also a challenge to get them on newsstands because it makes the paper more than twice as big as it usually is.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. Again,
Absolutely, yeah.
It is. We had an article in last week's Star about how construction on the square has wrapped up, and we're so grateful for that. And I know that the city is very grateful for that. And we talked to Mayor Absher. Aaron Price, our reporter, talked to him about what's next. And he pointed out that they are currently doing a renovation at the Boynton Street Community Center. Now, if you don't know what that is, on Boynton Street, on the south end of Marion, just off of Court Street, there is a building that serves as a youth center especially for folks that live in that area, families that live in that area. But anybody can go there, and it's a good place for kids to go after school, get help with homework. During the summer, they can go there and get some meals, and it was overdue for a renovation, and so the city is at work at that, and that should get wrapped up within this as we go into this next year. They're also talking about doing some renovations at the Marion Senior Center, which they now call Club 60. And I love that.
Nice.
Club 60.
Does that refer to age?
Yeah.
60 and over?
Yeah, they wanted to point out that, of course, the traditional name is the Marion Senior Center.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to, Make it a little bit more of a.
Try to invite people like me in that could be in Club 60. So that's what the point is.
That's
yeah.
right.
People not
That's right.
really ready to claim the title senior.
Senior, yeah.
Right.
You're just still in denial. So yeah,
Can we call it the new 50 or the new 40?
Yeah.
Maybe.
60 is the new 40. So
I
Is
like
60 the new 40?
yeah,
like,
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure 60 is.
I
the
will
new
know in
40.
2 years. Tom can testify.
I just went over that bound right
And
now.
50 is the new 35, and then 60,
What is 52?
60 can
What is
be
52 is the new
37.
37? Okay. And yet you need a fan. So
And I need a fan for my hot
I don't-
flashes.
yeah, right. Boy, I tell you what, folks, I'm thinking about starting a Patreon channel. A Patreon channel is like a subscription YouTube channel where you have to pay your way in. But if we could have a Patreon version of this podcast that we start recording 5 minutes before.
That's the good stuff. That's the
There's
good
so
stuff.
much
Oh, yeah.
That's the good stuff.
conversation.
We
that
can't
I-
talk about that.
But I
we
say
can't
we can't talk about that on the phone.
What happens on this pre-podcast conversation
Stays
stays in the
pre-
pre-podcast conversation.
Sometimes, although every now and then I'll surprise you and bring up hot flashes and things. And sorry about that.
Maybe we should invite a live audience to
Boy, they'd have a ball.
set
That
up,
would be
set
fun.
up
We
some
could.
couches
Yeah.
back there.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
just
We could.
have a live audience.
Yeah.
Have we ever had more than just
The VIP live audience.
It's only been two others than the three of us, I think.
we had as many? Yeah, as many as two others. Okay, well, we'll do that sometime. We'll see if anybody wants to come.
Yeah, post in the comments if we have a VIP live audience opportunity. Would
Right.
you want
Would you want to come?
participate?
Yeah, let us
Participate?
know.
Yeah.
We'll invite you.
Yeah.
We'd love to get to know you and
We'll
have
hang
you with us.
and talk and get to know.
And you hear all the sordid details of our lives. Hey, so one other thing that's in the Star, I met a gentleman this week, Derek Wall, and some of you know Derek, but Derek took it on himself a few years ago to start doing a community Thanksgiving dinner in Marion. And so he does that, and he does that with the help of some others who either give him discounted prices on food, or in the case, there's a gentleman who smokes hams for him that is connected to the Marion Elks. And then the Knights of Columbus Hall is where it takes place, and it's growing. And then he has friends and others that volunteer every year, and it's growing and growing. And in our Star, I'll tell you how to get a hold of Derek if you'd like to order a takeout meal, because it's another thing that they do. He wants you to contact him on that, or you can just show up around lunchtime on Thanksgiving Day and come. Because some people, he was pointing out, like he has a family member whose spouse had passed, and that family member didn't necessarily feel comfortable going in with this side of the family. That when you have kids or stepkids or lots of it's tricky. So instead, this family member just choosing to stay home and do nothing.
Right.
And so it's a good opportunity for those folks to come and have folks to have dinner with, right? But of course, couples, families, others are invited to come.
Yeah, and I know, like for me, for years working retail and having family that didn't live in the area, Thanksgiving was sometimes just spent with me and my boys, just
Right.
because I couldn't travel to go be with family.
Right.
Because I had Black Friday the next day.
Right, and so you probably also
work
didn't have a
can
whole lot of
be-
work to go cooking a whole dinner for the three of you either, right?
Yeah, we would I'd throw together a little Cornish hen and put it in a crock pot and make little individual Thanksgiving meals for me and the boys. And they loved that, having their own little bird all for themselves. Yeah.
That's nice. Well, so the day after Thanksgiving launches what is now a traditional event in Heron. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so we have coming up the 5th annual Heron's Hometown Christmas. Let me pull up all of the details here. It's set for November 30th. Starts at 5:15 p.m. and runs until 8 o'clock. So at 5:15, Santa arrives at the city tree to light the tree, and that's on the corner of Park Avenue and West Monroe. From 5:30 to 8, there's going to be different activities. So you can meet Santa on the stage. There's going to be games and prizes. There's going to be a magic show, a balloon artist. There's a Letters to Santa mailbox. And this year is sponsored by Louis P&R and by Country Financial, Rhiannon Storm, and Louis P&R, Julie, and Aaron Christ. There's going to be horse-drawn carriage rides for free. So you can check that out. I know last year there was over 400 children that attended the event. So it's and the only thing they do have, if you want to, you can donate a canned food good for the local pantry there if you want to.
Good.
So yeah.
Yeah, so this is an event that when they started it, it was such a grassroots effort of folks that some of them remembered how well Heron used to decorate back in the 50s and 60s. And what happened is that they came across some of these classic Christmas decorations that they would hang from the light poles and in Heron, and they came across them in storage. And of course, they were mostly beat up pretty good, but they were able to duplicate them, and so it gives the whole event a real vintage Christmas look. They duplicated these. They put a lot of folks donated a lot of money in those early years, and still do, to make this thing better and better each year. And they light a lot of the buildings downtown. This year, the businesses themselves downtown are in charge of decorating their own windows. In the past, there's been some ladies that have helped with that, but this year they're concentrating more on the event itself. The effort is, and Rhonda Shoemaker is who you had talked to about
Yeah,
this.
she's our contact. She's in charge of it. And also, yeah, they don't have the volunteers like they did in years past to actually go and decorate the windows of the storefront.
Yeah, they don't have as many.
However,
Some of those ladies are getting a little older, and
right, Rhonda did say that they do have decorations available. So the participating stores, if they need some things, to put in their window, that we have some decorations available to help with that.
yeah, and Monica, if you haven't heard yet, is the new executive director of the Heron Chamber of Commerce, and the chamber always helps out and plays a role with that, as well as other things that happen downtown and through the holidays.
Right.
So again, it's the Friday after Thanksgiving, the 30th?
Black
30th.
Friday.
Black Friday. So it's, and again, the time?
It's at 5:15 is when it starts.
Okay. So
5:15 till 8. So
They
they'll
they light the big Christmas tree downtown.
Okay.
It's in the
Yeah.
First Southern Bank parking lot, right on Park Avenue.
there'll be horse carriage rides and
Oh, wow.
Santa shows up.
Santa shows up. Okay.
Yeah.
write letters. And if you want to
Oh,
bring,
there's a living nativity on the chamber parking lot.
there is. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. There's that living nativity.
That's
So
neat. That's a nice touch.
It is.
So we'll look forward to that. And there are of course other events happening, including obviously the very Merry Marion downtown Christmas stuff that is coming soon. And
Is that December 1st?
maybe. I don't know. It's probably in this paper here somewhere. I should know this. I apologize. I think we may have missed it.
Swinford Media.
Hey, go to verymerrymarion.com. I can tell you
There
that. Usually I'm the one that put you on the spot, and now you got me that time.
Right.
December 1st would be,
I think it's December 1st.
that would be the parade, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I hope we're right. I really hope we're right. If not, we'll have to figure out how to edit this out. Okay. We're going to go with it. December 1st. Merry, Merry, Merry. Downtown Christmas Parade. And hopefully we can cut that if we need to. All right, so let's move on. We need to check that. There's probably a way to check that. There is something called the internet.
Yeah.
The
Facebook.
World Wide Web, right?
We could find out right now if we wanted to, right?
Yeah, let's do that right now.
Okay, we'll find out with this official.
Hey, talk a little bit, while I'm doing this, talk a little bit about the big personality event that we had.
We did. So we were able to raise quite a bit of money for through the personality event that went to the Child Advocacy Center. It was a lot of fun. It was so fun watching the women have fun. I got a purse out of it. I bid on a purse, and I
You
won.
should see this purse.
It's so cute.
Looks like a book.
I should have brought it with me, but
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, it looks like a book, and it's perfect for a vacation, especially like to a ocean vacation. It's very cute. So all of these purses were donated, and so all of the money that the women did to to bid on a purse or, raffle off. People won purses. All that money goes to help the center, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Can't wait till next year. It'll be even better next year because Karina Neal headed it up. She did an amazing job, and I came in to help about a good week and a half, 2 weeks before the actual event. I was able to help as well. Because I wasn't in on it from the very beginning of pulling it together. So next year,
You and Karina will be able to team up hopefully next year.
Yeah, next year will be even better because we'll even know better what to.
You're right, but
what we're
Karina
doing.
and her team, her committee, did a fantastic job with very little help from the chamber office until you came on. So good job. Hey, you were right. Sunday, December 1st is the Very Merry Marian Holiday Parade. Starts at 5:30, runs east on Main Street from the junior high to Washington Elementary School. And gosh, isn't that going to look pretty coming through?
So we got the thing in Heron, which is going to be on the Friday.
Yeah.
Friday and then Sunday. This
Sunday.
is Sunday, 2 days later, okay?
And
Mom's
Marian.
helping us keep this straight.
I'm trying to keep it myself. I'm thinking about things to do. So
Yeah.
Busier,
There's a lot of
busier
things
it
to
gets.
do.
Yeah.
A lot to do, a lot to give to as well. There's the boxes are showing up all over. We have one at the Heron Chamber. If you're wanting to look to donate a free gift, a toy, the Toys for Tots are setting up boxes everywhere. I have one at the chamber and drop off a brand new toy to give to kids who are in need this year.
Okay, so personality. You wrapped up personality. I got to help with that. Got to be an MC, and then I was so that's the thing. I was an MC twice last week. I got to MC, which means Master of Ceremonies. If you didn't know that, Master of Ceremonies.
You're a natural.
wow.
Yeah, but I like to say I'm a
really
jack.
good at
That was deep. Yeah.
I'm a jack of all ceremonies, master of none. Is what they say about me. You know that saying, jack of all trades, but master of none.
Yeah, I've heard of that
Okay,
before.
well, okay. Well, anyway.
But you did a great job.
Two very different kind of events. One was a large group of women who were enjoying themselves with the aid of a cash bar, and the other an event for that was a fundraiser for the Marion Wildcat Marching Band and parents, and they were eating pizza and drinking soda, but seemingly more rowdy than the ladies were. And but we did a trivia night at the Knights of Columbus on Saturday, and you helped me with that.
I helped with it. Yeah, I did the timer.
That was fun. They put together a trivia night, and so what I thought I'd do is ask Tom a couple of these questions. These questions
ready.
are tough.
Okay, we'll see.
They were
These
tough.
are very tough. A lot of no team came close to getting a perfect score, or even like nothing close to it. But there was. I'll kind of stick with general kind of pop culture trivia for you, Tom. Okay, here's an example. Who's the trumpet player named Pops who was born in 1901, New Orleans?
Let me think here. Let me think.
I did not clear these questions with Tom.
Wait. What's his name? Louis Armstrong?
There we go, little boy.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
All right, so Tom would have got a point there.
He would have.
What music giant's real name is Robert Allen Zimmerman?
Oh, I know this one, and for some reason it's leaving me at the moment.
Think Robert. His stage name is a offshoot of Robert. Yeah, it's not.
Bob.
Yeah, Bob. Some
I'm getting there.
Music giant named Bob.
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 Not Barker, because he's not a music guy.
Not a music giant.
It's hard to
He
come
was a
up with it
giant in the
when you're
game
on.
of in game shows, but
Bob. Oh, wait.
yep,
I
okay,
I just came in and left. Bob Dylan.
there it is.
There it
Okay.
is.
I'm
Not sure that
was.
Well, they didn't give that many hints during the trivia. You're on a countdown.
No,
30 seconds.
I got one. I didn't get that second one.
It
so.
was a minute,
I
but
think
then
that-
the
I
minute
think-
was too long.
I think that's right. We were giving
4
every
rounds
team
took
a
an hour and a
minute for
half.
every question.
And then we had to cut it down to 30
The
seconds.
whole event lasted 5 hours. I mean, by the time from when we got there to when we left.
Like a gong show or
So
something.
we did cut down the time on each question to 30 seconds.
You're gonna ask.
Got to
him that
guess, huh?
One? You gotta ask him that one question.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
Come on, that one question.
Why?
The who is known as a Jewish Elvis.
Who's the Jewish Elvis?
Jewish Elvis?
I
Who is known as that?
I didn't immediately know this, even though I had the answers in front of me.
I had to give you a hint.
Jerry Lee Lewis?
Nope.
This is a musician. This is
Oh,
gonna
it's a
be
musician.
Yeah, because
It
it's
is a
Elvis.
musician.
Well, Jerry Lee Lewis is a musician.
Is he?
Yeah, but he's a Jewish.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of Jerry Lewis.
I was thinking Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis somehow is Jewish. I'm not sure Jerry Lee Lewis.
Lee Lewis,
is.
he's not. Trust me, I know that.
Jerry.
Okay, so a musician who's known as the Jewish Elvis.
Big in the 70s. Lot of guys like to sing karaoke of this guy.
Especially this guy.
Still going.
wait.
Really likes to sing karaoke to
He's
this
still
guy.
going, but he's dealing with some health issues. I don't
Oh,
think
wait. Yeah, because he's the same one that the women used to throw panties at, and the joke is they've gotten bigger through the years. I kid you not. No, seriously.
I think you might be right.
I know who I'm talking about because my sister-in-law talks about that. So she's crazy about it. We're talking about, oh, man. It's not unusual.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. That's Tom Jones. You're right.
Not Tom Jones.
That's a
okay.
good guess.
No, but I mean, he's the guy that's the thing about that they
I
continue.
bet the same thing happens to the Jewish Elvis, who is Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond.
Oh, I could have gotten
And
that.
he sings Sweet Caroline,
Kate
which is going to be
Oh, that's, yes, my grandbaby.
his
Caroline,
Bill's
okay.
new granddaughter, which
Is-
she'll be here any day now.
Any day.
Her name is
wow.
Caroline,
We're very
Okay.
excited.
and now that's
join the club.
Bill's favorite song to sing.
Yeah.
How about MASH? You know MASH? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, so this is my favorite question tonight. Which actor? Did you ever see the MASH movie? How about that?
I did. That's been a million years ago,
right?
yeah.
Well, so only one actor continued his character from the movie into the TV show. All the other characters were recast for the TV show. In other words, Hawkeye was not Alan Alda in the movie. Hawkeye, I believe, was the actor who used to be married to Barbara Streisand. Why do I do this to myself? Anyway, it wasn't Alan Alda. But only one actor was in the movie and in the TV show.
Let me think.
Take a second, think about that one. Did you ever watch MASH, honey?
I did. I loved MASH, and I met some of the cast of MASH as well
Where?
at a charity golf tournament in North Carolina.
Oh,
It was
Oh,
the
that's
one
right. You've told me this.
that Bing Crosby, his wife, he started it
Yes.
out at Pebble Beach, and then for a short time, his wife Catherine had the same charity golf tournament over at Bermuda Run in North Carolina, and I was living there at the time, and I would attend the charity golf tournament. I met quite a few celebrities.
I know who would know anything about MASH would be our friend Ryan Patrick,
Yeah,
who
I was
has
gonna
his podcast.
Yeah, he's got a podcast that's very cool because he does this. It has probably a worldwide audience
Yeah.
because it's dedicated to the show MASH.
Really?
And he does it with somebody that
They used to be
was
in
a
it, too.
minor character on the
character,
show,
right, yeah.
like I think maybe one of the guys that worked in the mess hall or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's-
On the show, but he was a recurring character.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't know the show that well to know what his name was.
Well, I met McLean Steve. That's where I met
Stevenson.
McLean Stevenson. Yeah, and I got his autograph. He was so nice. And
Wow.
then I also met Michael Jordan there.
Well, as you all are pondering this at home, I'll give you a quick rundown. So I was trying to think of Elliot Gould, but Elliot Gould played Trapper John. Donald Sutherland actually played Hawkeye Pierce in the movie. And
I do remember that. I remember him in that movie.
and
That's what I do
Hot Lips Houlihan was Sally Kellerman. And if you know Sally Kellerman at all, you realize that why they cast Loretta Swit for that part, because they really look a lot alike. Well, not in that picture, but she did have very much that look about her. Okay, looks a lot like Loretta Swit. But anyway, the answer to our question. Do you have a guess?
No, I don't. I need more trivia, though. You got to give me some more questions.
we? Okay.
I only got one so far.
That's true.
Did you
Tom
tell me?
Jones?
You're failing terribly.
Yeah.
The answer to that question is Gary Berghoff. Radar is the only actor who was in both the movie and the TV show.
Wow.
Okay, and
Pretty
Radar
amazing. I wouldn't have known that one.
Radar's great.
There was the question of which island had dirt removed to make it a larger island.
Oh yeah, what island's size doubled because of dirt removed
To-
from building a subway?
Oh, was it a subway that?
Yeah.
and
So
they,
so then you're thinking like cities. What island's size doubled from adding dirt removed while building the subway?
in,
New York City.
Yeah. Well, okay,
But
but
with the
what was the
islands.
Oh,
island?
which island? Manhattan?
Yeah. See, that's what I thought.
Or was it going to be Long Island?
No.
Well, you got Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx.
Yeah. Nope.
But none of those.
No, we're going to count all those as.
Oh,
as
wait.
misses.
Was it the one that the Statue of Liberty is
Yes.
on?
yeah, Ellis Island.
Ellis Island.
Very
Ellis
good.
Island.
Yeah.
All right. We'll let you
I just knew that
have a point for that.
Manhattan's the only island out there, but okay.
Declaration of Independence was presented as a list of complaints to what king?
King George,
King George what?
the fifth,
Nope.
the third.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good. What song written by Irving Berlin is the all-time top-selling Christmas song?
A couple of them going through my head. Would it be White Christmas?
You got it. Tom's on a roll. What's the name of the robot maid on the Jetsons?
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
I do not know this one.
You're not quite old enough, are you?
No, I love that show. I
the
just can never
Jetsons.
remember the
I
name,
know-
even
oh,
though I was
see.
there and I heard the answer.
Okay, Jane, Elroy, Judy,
Jane, his wife,
Yeah.
his boy Elroy, daughter Judy,
Judy,
and then the dog was
Astro,
Astro.
Astro,
Astro?
or whatever it was. And, I don't know.
They
Wait.
didn't say her name in the intro, so that's why
Yeah, I
we can't
know.
remember it.
But I do.
It's not a part of the song.
No.
Kind of like
she's
on
not in it.
Gilligan's Island. The original theme of Gilligan's Island,
Professor Ann, Mary Ann,
it
all
didn't
of
have
them.
that part.
Yeah.
The original theme was, wait, we go off on tangents. The original theme was, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, and the rest.
Right.
Yeah.
Poor Professor and Mary Ann
They just got left out.
got left out, and then I don't know, it was contract
Whoever was
renegotiation or
writing
something.
the song just got lazy.
I don't.
Like,
I
I'm
don't
done here.
know. I figured they probably didn't have those two individuals cast at the time. Who knows?
And etc.
So going back and answering that question,
who is it?
It's Rosie,
Oh yeah.
Rosie. Not Rosie the Riveter, but Rosie the Riveted
Yeah.
robot.
Robot.
Get it? All right. Hey, one more thing we were going to do. We were going to do this since we're just like talking about anything and everything. We have hit on a show that's about 5 years old on Netflix that we love.
Yeah.
And I'm so surprised I love it. It's an old story that you love.
I loved it before, and I was wanting to introduce you to the original series,
Series of what?
Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables.
I was going to say that. I honestly thought that would be it. I was going to
Yeah.
say, and I thought maybe there'd be a joke, and you'd laugh at me. But
Have
I
you
didn't
seen
say
this?
it.
Have you seen this one that's on
the
Netflix?
new one. Yeah.
Anne with an E.
And with an E.
It's an amazing show, folks, and it's tragically only lasted 3 seasons because they had a money dispute and they had to shut the thing down.
Yeah.
But it has a huge following, and even more so now, I believe.
Yeah.
And the
It's
actors
really
on this
well
show
done.
are incredible.
Yeah, the actors are. It's so well done, and the actors are very. They're just so good at their art. Like they get even the very micro expressions on their face
Right.
are just right in line with the characters and.
Of the original.
This isn't the original.
I know.
So now, like, this.
They actually call this a reimagining of Anne of Green Gables.
And I haven't read
because
the
you
book.
said but you said that there's parts in this, but there's obviously parts that have been added to this story.
That wasn't in the original, but I never read the book, so I don't
Right.
know if it's close to the books. So we started reading the book together. So now we're going to know how close this is to the actual book.
That's a challenge.
See, I was introduced to Anne of Green Gables several years ago because, again, I have 3 girls.
Yeah.
And my wife made it required that I had to watch it. So I got into the first series and really got into that. And the
Oh
whole
yeah,
thing.
Monica loved this.
Which
And
one
then-
did you watch? The original or this
yeah.
newest
The
one?
original one, and I've seen the new one too, but
Okay.
the original one, and then, they kind of had some that came back later. They did a couple later as she got older and that kind of thing. So you mean Bill has not seen?
The original.
Well, okay, so
haven't
Anne of Green
seen-
Gables to me has always felt like a story for middle school girls, right? That's kind of what I've always thought of it as, right? Or Little House on the Prairie, which I did watch a lot of Little House on the Prairie growing up in my house. With only had 3 channels and 1 TV, and I had a sister and a mom, and so it happened. But I wasn't sure I wanted to do it, but I gave it a shot because you will recommend things for us to binge every now and then, and we'll give it a shot. And sometimes we only get through one episode.
Right, like Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
He only made it through one episode of Doctor Who, but
I think we watched more than one episode of Doctor Who.
I don't think we did.
That's
okay.
Weird, confusing show.
So as you get older, it's okay. You can have more of a mind of a middle school girl.
Well, that's what I feel. I feel
Bill.
like I must mean I'm a very sensitive person. I'm a very sensitive, thoughtful person.
Yeah. So since you watched both the original and
Mm-hmm.
the new one, how did it compare to you?
I don't know. It's kind of like, for me, the original Star Trek. You know, the original Star Trek, there's nothing like that one
Right.
because of the character. That molds the story to me. Then you have the new ones. I would say, I don't know. It's just kind of I don't know, wasn't disappointed at all. It's just a new reimagining of it, and it's
Right.
Well,
So when
and-
you're in love with the original,
Yeah.
like it's hard to open up to the new one because you
Yeah.
always end up disappointed. You know, like after the original Sound of Music, you know, with Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer, like no matter how much I love the actresses and the actors who come back and redo it, it's just never going to be the same.
Or Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins the same. Like as much as I love that actress in the new one, oh gosh, what's her name?
Yes.
What is her name?
Yes.
Julie
Emily
Andrews?
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. Yeah,
As
okay.
much as I love Emily Blunt, and I really do, like just having her as Mary Poppins just isn't the same. But
We're
I
sorry,
was,
Emily. If Emily's watching, we apologize.
we love Emily
Feel free to
Blunt.
come on
You
and-
just
It's like
can't-
Hawaii Five-0, the new Hawaii Five-0,
just-
although I like the new Hawaii Five-0.
Oh, I
You just
wouldn't. I
can't
wouldn't even
touch
give that
some
a
of those
chance.
classics. But I was really
Yeah.
surprised how much I love this new version of Anne of Green Gables, just as much as I love the original.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know. There's
I
a
can't
lot
imagine
of
it being any better than this
It's
this show.
It brings in a lot more
And with an E.
real life trauma type of things.
Yeah.
And we haven't
But
finished
it's
it yet.
but it's also so beautifully set and shot, and the scenic and the details and a very compelling story, and there's a little more drama probably inserted into this than maybe you said the original one. Different kinds of
Well,
drama.
I wouldn't say drama, I say trauma, like
little
real
more trauma.
real life trauma. So in the original, you know, there was maybe a little bit of a reference to, oh, I was an orphan and this one person was very cross with me.
Mm-hmm.
But like in this newer one, you actually have flashbacks to real life
abusive situations?
abusive situations.
Right.
Yeah, that
She has survived.
that-
That's amazing.
yeah.
That is true. That is the
Yeah.
one, the big difference, come to think of it, when I've seen those.
and it's just a little bit more real with
Yeah.
what an orphan would have encountered.
And it certainly pulls you in, and your
Yeah.
heart goes out to this girl, and you're rooting for her, and then you know the brother sister who take her in. You're rooting for them, and you see them transforming. You see everybody that she comes in contact with transforming. It has an element of faith to it. It has, you know, even though it is a little bit more. I'm going to. It's like you said, a little bit more traumatic. It's still very much a show that the whole family can embrace and enjoy and get into.
Yeah.
And even if you know the story, right? Even if you know
Right.
the story, just to see the way it's presented
So-
and the new pieces of the story.
And we read through the first 2 chapters of the book. And that's kind of
Oh, okay.
it's kind of nice to look into, you know, into Matthew's mind, into the neighbor's mind, and different things, like as well as just
So there's our recommendation for this episode of the podcast. Hope you were able to get some of those trivia questions right. I hope you've enjoyed our rundown of what's happened and what's happening and what's coming. There's so much more to be talked about here in the coming weeks as we gear up toward the holidays. Again, Marion Square has become so beautiful. Just imagine when this ice rink is up, all the decorations are up, all the other lights are up, and the parade comes through. It's just going to be
Last year it was great. I
Picture
loved
book.
the Clydesdales last year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we'll look forward to what this year's parade brings. Tom, you got anything else for us?
I think that's about it. That's all I have. I'm sorry, I cut myself off there for a moment there.
yeah.
Yeah, no, not too much, except that I think everybody's getting ready for the holidays coming up and Thanksgiving just around the corner. And everybody jokes with me because I don't get into Christmas, and I don't like Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. It's me.
Yeah. No.
Maybe that's a subject we should talk about.
But you really like it, between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's okay. And the closer we get to Christmas, I'm more on that. So it's kind of like the day after, I still have a problem with it. Like that week after, then we go, as we get 2 weeks into it, I'm there.
Are there any Christmas songs you just would rather not hear again, ever?
There's a whole plethora of them, and the reason is...
The Mariah Carey song?
Yeah, there's some of them. The reason is that, for 10 years of my life, I spent 6 days a week on the air and the radio in Memphis. You get to the holidays, 6 hours a day of Christmas music, and honestly, I started banging my head on the walls. It was pretty rough. But then I love them. I do love them. There's a lot of songs I like. There's some that do drive you crazy.
Like retail life, though, too, because the Christmas music starts pumping through the speakers, and then,
that's not the last thing you want to listen to when you go home.
40 hours a week, that's all you're listening to through the speakers in the retail world is Christmas music.
Do you have stories of being tortured in the holidays? Share those with us in the comments if you would. This will be a subject for our whole podcast. Why Christmas has sometimes been a miserable experience for us. I love Christmas through and through.
Yeah. I love
That's
Christmas.
why
I
he's a
love
beard.
decorations. I don't like decorating. I love decorations.
Well, and the thing about Christmas music too is it pulls the world together. I've heard stories of people that have gone overseas during the Christmas season, and they are hearing American Christmas music coming through the speakers in Japan.
There you go.
Like
That's a way to do it.
in Africa, places in Africa, in England, in Europe, like Christmas music is played everywhere, all over the world during the Christmas season.
Right.
So, and
they've started at the little church that I pastor, Pleasant Grove Church. They have started preparing for the children's Christmas program. And these kids are so sweet. So that'll be a fun part of our Christmas this year too. Yeah. Well, hey, so we were about to say goodbye. Now we will say goodbye.
yeah, we're saying goodbye.
Thanks for tuning in and staying with us through this. And we will be back again in another week with another episode of Square It Up for Monica Daniels. For the amazing Tom Mann, I'm Bill Swinford. We'll talk to you next time.